WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thank you for joining us. A 1% tax passes with a resounding yes from Starkville voters. Our Cash Matlock sat down with city leaders to find out what this added money will mean to Starkville. He joins us live from Mississippi State University with more.
Andrea, events like this weekend's NCAA Regional bring lots of visitors to Starkville, filling up hotels and increasing business around the area. Beginning August 1st, that new hotel and restaurant tax will take place, and that money will go to help attract more events and even more visitors. Now, city officials tell me now that the campaign is over, the real work is just beginning.
I'm ecstatic. I really am. I couldn't be more excited. I really see it as such an opportunity for us.
Starkville Mayor Lynn Spruill has been working for months on the Vote Yes for Starkville Parks campaign, trying to spread awareness on what the tax will help do for the city.
Well, it means development. It means quality parks. It means recreation for our kids. It also means sports tourism, which the city has thrived on very nicely.
But she won't be celebrating the victory for long. In fact, she's already planning the next move.
The real work now begins. I mean, the campaign was a concentrated timeline of work to try to make sure everyone understood what they were voting on and they felt good about it. And now we've got to make it a reality.
And that reality includes a lot of paperwork.
The 1% tax will be approved by the mayor and the board of aldermen Tuesday night by resolution, based on the preferences of the citizens of Starkville. The 1% resolution, I will certify then and send to the Department of Revenue and to the Secretary of State. And the Department of Revenue will notify the businesses that the additional 1% will go on August the 1st.
And after the collection of the new tax, the Starkville Parks project can officially begin.
I have already planned to setting up work sessions with the board, and I've been in contact with Dalhoff Thomas, who are the ones who did the master plan in the first place, to see if we can set up a phone conference next week and then find a time when they can come to town and we can sit down and spend some time going over possibilities, projects, how we're going to, how we proceed. I'm hoping that we can throw out the first pitch within 2 years so you can see what we're talking about. It's not going to be a quick turn. It's going to be a long and important and deliberate process.
That new tax passed with 74% of the vote. Reporting live in Starkville, Cash Matlock, WCBI News.
All right, Cash, thanks a lot. Yesterday's special election also brings a new face to Starkville city government. Hamp Beatty will be representing Ward 5 on the Board of Aldermen. Beatty beat out 2 opponents to win the seat. He says he's excited about his new position and already has big plans for the area.
Water and sewer line, street infrastructure, that's a big thing. That's probably in Columbus, everywhere, all over the country. We have aging water and sewer lines. And Ward 5 is an older part of town, so we are facing that. And so the replacement of, and repair and replacement of stuff that we don't see but's under the ground is very important to, the functioning of our city.
And Beatty has experience in municipal business. He served 2 terms as mayor in Newton, Mississippi. He works now at the MSU Extension Service. We turn things over now to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson to get a first look at a really nice forecast. Keith.
Yeah, right now in Louisville, Mississippi, Andrea, you can see this bright blue sky, some friendly clouds at 6:04, no problems. It's a warm afternoon, but the humidity is pretty low. Let's go to Oxford, 82 degrees. We have a big baseball game getting going at 7 o'clock tonight. Right now, fair conditions, it's looking great. Temperatures are in the 80s and 90s around the region, low humidity, so we're looking at some 80s and some 70s, 60s for lows tonight. We're looking at low to mid 60s for our overnight lows. Tomorrow for our Saturday, if you're heading to the pool, upper 80s to around 90, sunscreen needed. The full forecast coming up.
Columbus City leaders meet today to tackle a growing problem. The mounds of debris left behind by February storms are shrinking, but soon the bills are moving them will start piling up. Our Riley Livingston takes a look at how city leaders plan on paying the tab. She joins us in the studio with that story.
Andrea, when a storm hits, the resulting cleanup comes with a cost. Covering that cost can be more than some city budgets can handle. That's why Columbus leaders are looking for some extra help.
Storm debris is on its way out, but bills are on the way in for the city of Columbus. And before those notes start to pile up, city leaders want to have a plan in place.
They're going to borrow up to $5 million to pay for the contractors and the other expenses the city incurred as a result of the February tornado. and the flooding that occurred at the same time.
At the moment, Columbus doesn't have the cash on hand to cover the tab. Mayor Robert Smith says the city will be able to pull money from the GO bond as needed to help them out.
Other than going in your general fund, most municipalities do not have this type of money to go in that general fund, and we do not have that type of money in our general fund to pay and then wait to get reimbursed from FEMA.
The plan is to use the GO bond to bridge the gap while waiting for that FEMA money.
We have to show where the city paid a check to pay this vendor, and then we send that documentation along to FEMA in order for them to approve it, and then we get reimbursed.
The money will be used to cover contractors, debris removal, and repairs to facilities like the Riverwalk, Amphitheater, and Sims Scott Park.
Anything that occurred during the tornado, such as flooding, where we had a covered road that was washed out, and Sims Scott Park, well, the community center was totally demolished, so that's a replacement there. The utility poles there on the baseball fields will have to be replaced. Anything of that magnitude that will damage the cause of the tornado.
Mayor Smith says the city should hopefully have access to that money in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
All right, Riley in our studio with that story. Tupelo firefighters are learning new ways to get out of some tight situations. All this week, 15 Tupelo firefighters have undergone confined space rescue training at the North Mississippi Law Enforcement Training Center. This training mimics real-life situations such as entrapments in grain silos and storage tanks or sewers.
Experience is one of the most important things, to learn all of this and then start putting it together and be able to apply it. And that experience comes from not only real-world incidents, but also creating training scenarios similar to this, where we try to mimic as close to the real-world situations they're going to deal. And that's how they are able to get experience and learn what works and what doesn't work, or how we can improve this better the next time.
Firefighters who go through the training are certified in confined space rescue through the Mississippi Fire Academy. Investigators are trying to determine what caused a fire that destroyed this home in Lowndes County late last night. The blaze broke out about midnight at a home in the Elm Lake community. 6 vehicles in the driveway at this house were also damaged. Lowndes County Fire Coordinator Neil Austin says departments from every district in the county responded. He says he has called in the state fire marshal's office to help with this investigation. No one was home at the time of the fire. Safety and health take center stage in Monroe County. We tell you how one group is getting the word out when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. They say information is power, and an area nonprofit group took the power to the people today. Prairie Opportunity hosted a community action day at Starkville's McKee Park. The organization spent the day putting area residents in touch with opportunities to better themselves through education, employment, and housing.
I hope that this event provides information for the people to know that there are resources available to assist them. It's about helping them to become self-sufficient. So we try to remove any barriers that prevent them from becoming self-sufficient.
Marshall says community action is celebrated every year during the month of May. A local hospital wants the community it serves to put safety first this summer. Monroe Regional Hospital in Aberdeen held its first ever health fair today. Vendors shared information on important health topics and even provided some free screenings. Organizers said they put extra emphasis on summer safety education for everyone from children to the elderly.
This is very important for the community to understand what risks are out there during the summer months. Children are getting out of school and they're not really aware sometimes of the hazards of the water or bicycle safety or something as simple as cell phones while you're driving. So we're excited to bring this to the community.
The hospital plans to make this health fair an annual event.
We know MSU will be playing at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. It's going to be a warm and sunny start to the game. Upper 80s, and then temperatures will cool down to the 70s. This is for tomorrow evening. We'll talk about your full weekend forecast.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Well, does your backyard look like that? Many folks have a yard that looks like that because we have not had rain around here for over 2 weeks. Keep watering your plants, your garden, your whatever, because rain chances will remain slim probably through next Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday of next week, a better opportunity for some moisture, all because of this area of low pressure that is out here across the western U.S. now. It will slowly move across the country over the next 7 days, and by the end of next week, we'll have a chance for some showers and storms around here. Let's hope. But right now, it is more sun than anything else. This is a visible satellite and radar. No showers, no storms anywhere near here. As close as southern Mississippi, there is a little bit of rain, but up here, we just had some fair weather clouds and a warm and dry Friday afternoon and now evening developing. High pressure stays with us for our day Saturday, so expect more of the same, basically a copy of what we just had. A mix of sun and clouds, better rain chances closer to the Gulf Coast. As we get into your Saturday evening and Saturday night, there will be some showers and storms back to the northwest associated with a cold front. I think a lot of that's going to fall apart before it gets here, but the front will move through on Sunday, and as it does so, we still have a chance, a small chance, albeit, for a shower storm, but don't expect a lot. You don't see a lot there at Futurecast, and we probably won't get too much until the end of next week. This is a live view in Columbus, Tupelo, Louisville, and Vernon. All quiet here on our Friday afternoon. 85 in Tupelo, 87 in Columbus. The humidity, that is the change today. Only in the 30 to 40% range right now. Pretty dry air, and that will give us lows tonight into the mid to low 60s with mainly clear and calm conditions. Your Saturday by 10 o'clock, already sunny and 81. By early afternoon, mid to upper 80s, our forecast high right around 90 once again. Winds from the west and northwest at about 5 to 15. So this is about what we had today. That's what we're going to do for you Saturday with continued low humidity around here. Warmer 90s down here to our south, 95 in Mobile, 93 in Montgomery. That is the forecast for our Saturday. Lots of sunshine everywhere here in the deep south on Saturday. A slight chance for some rain Sunday, also early next week too, but moisture chances pretty slim through Wednesday. Upper 80s, the low 90s here. We're looking at a better chance for some rain and storms by next Thursday and Friday.
The Starkville and Oxford regionals are officially underway. Check in on the action with our wraparound coverage coming up next in sports.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Postseason baseball loves to throw curveballs. The Diamond Dogs faced with a challenge early in their road to Omaha. JT Ginn with arm soreness gets retired for the weekend. Southern would take advantage with a 4-2 lead, but State was not allowed to let Game 1 get away from them. Let's get to Dudy Noble Field. Playoff baseball back in Starkville for the first time since 2016. The bad news I mentioned earlier, after 32 pitches, Ginn would be pulled due to soreness. The SEC Freshman of the Year leaving the mound with a 2-1 lead. But Southern jumps all over Brandon Smith in relief. Bobby Johnson singles to tie the game up, and they would lead 4-2. The Rally Dogs would return. Rowdy Jordan turns one to right, and that brings Justin Foscue on into home. The momentum shifting the Dogs' way for a tie ball game. And Southern not going away in the sixth. Johnny Johnson cranks one to left field, back to the track, and that is gone. A 2-run homer ties it, and the ball pops out of Rowdy Jordan's glove. A tough one. Rowdy Jordan would be redeemed, though. Bases loaded in the seventh. Jordan Westberg delivering a 2 RBI single. Mississippi State leading 9-6 after 7. And State would pull out the dub in Game 1 of the regional. 11-6 the final score. And WCBI Sports' Tom Ebel joins us live from Starkville with more on the comeback matchup. How's it going, Tom?
Courtney, Game 1 of the NCAA tournament for the Diamond Dogs was wild and wacky and just the way Mississippi State likes it. Ups and downs, lead changes all across the game, every inning it felt like. But it was two of the most important Bulldogs, the ones the Mississippi State will need if they're going to make a deep run to Omaha. Jordan Westberg and Cole Gordon. Westberg's 2 RBI single in the seventh, breaking out of a slump, being able to deliver for Mississippi State and give them the lead. And then Cole Gordon, on a day where the pitching staff got a little deep, Gordon delivered 6 Ks over 2 innings, and Mississippi State is on to the winner's bracket.
Just been up and down, and Coach Monis and Coach Gautreau have kept their confidence in me, and it's just grinding through it, and just to come through in a spot like that today was awesome.
It's a really good offense on that side of the field. They showed it all day. They came out there and hit. They hit good pitches. They hit bad pitches. So my goal is just go out there and fill it up and force contact if I could, and if not, I need to make real pitches in order to get those guys out.
Not what we wanted to do. I mean, nobody does, but this is survive in advance. I mean, it's you win and you move on and you figure out tomorrow. And so we have a deep bullpen, and those guys are pretty durable too. So I think we'll have the use of them at some point during this tournament again.
Head coach Chris Lamonis confirmed after the game that JT Ginn was dealing with some soreness. He could have pitched more, but Mississippi State is going to play the safe game. Ginn won't be available again for the regional, possibly saving him for a super regional next week. But Mississippi State isn't the only game going on tonight in terms of the NCAA tournament. WCBI Sports' Chris Bolton joins us live with a preview of Ole Miss baseball in the NCAA tournament.
Tom, the energy here is great as Clemson is wrapping up a victory against Illinois, and Ole Miss, they're about less than an hour away from their first pitch against Jacksonville State. Now for Ole Miss, it's been an up and down season. I mean, the team was right there in the thick of things in the SEC West. Then they went on a 6-game losing skid. But now they had a great run in Hoover, and they're hosting a regional. Now last season, they hosted a regional but lost to Tennessee Tech. But this year, if they win this regional, it'll be the first time since 2014 that Ole Miss will be in the Supers. And if you remember anything about that Omaha run in 2014, Ole Miss hosted none other than, drumroll please, Jacksonville State as they made it to Omaha. Now we'll have the very latest in tonight's matchup later on WCBI Sports at 10 o'clock. But for now, reporting in Oxford, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
Well, some great stuff from both Tom and Chris, and we'll have all the action for you hopefully tonight. But that is a late game, so we'll have to see how the game time plays out. That's it for sports. The last look at your forecast is coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Of the NCAA Baseball Regionals is brought to you in part by Columbus Orthopedic Clinic and Outpatient Center. Bank First, a better way to bank. And visit Columbus, the city that has it all.
All right, there's our 7-day forecast. We're looking at some warm weather, upper 80s, low 90s. Typical weather for this time of year. Atypical right now is the dry weather. Boy, it's just been dry for the last couple of weeks. We want to see some moisture. Better odds for that by the end of next week.
Just get those sprinklers going is all I can tell you for the flowers and lawns.
I watered last time for the first time. Keep it going, though.
Yes, indeed. All right, that is the news at 6 o'clock. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening. See you back here tonight at 9 and 10.